kid, it's been patching skulls. Black and white, you see it on my flags and poles. I'm a Raider, baby, you ain't gotta ask to know. I'm a Raider, baby, you ain't gotta ask to know. I'm a Raider, baby, you ain't gotta ask to know. I'm a Raider, baby, you ain't gotta ask to know. I'm a Raider, baby, you ain't gotta ask to know. I'm a Raider, baby, all you ever heard about my lips. I was twitching, I wasn't breaking when Brady was winning chips. Went to LA, then to Oakland, and now we up on the strip. Dancing with the nation every time we get to 6. 3rd and 13, used to run the ball. Now we got 100, so we changing the call. Tatted on my body, ain't no taking it off. When the Raiders on the TV, we ain't taking the call. When the Raiders on the TV, we ain't taking the call. Unless they with the nation, ain't no faking involved. All that internal hating, we be shaking it off. Cause we know they just came around Jacobs and Carl. Who you thought I've been rocking for? Ever since a kid, it's been patching skulls. Black and white, you see it on my flags and poles. I'm a Raider, baby, you ain't gotta ask to know. I'm a Raider, baby, you ain't gotta ask to know. I'm a Raider, baby, you ain't gotta ask to know. I'm a Raider, baby, you ain't gotta ask to know. I'm a Raider, baby, you ain't gotta ask to know.
Look, I'm 34 like Bo Jackson. I'm a Raider, long live John Madden. We left Oakland, now we with the Sinners. For Al Davis, we got unfinished business. Look, just win, baby. Defense ain't giving up an inch lately. The offense in clutch, we bout to up the scope. And D-Car ain't stopping till we reach the boat.
What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday night. I am the Commish, and we are about to get knee-deep in some fantasy football draft action. Last night was real football. Tonight it's fantasy football, and it's the next 2 Sundays for yours truly, the Commish, as we've got the Raider Reaction, Silver and Black, Hardcore Challenge Fantasy League kicking off this season, man. Everybody has asked me, we need a Raider League, Commish. You need an all-Raider League. We need an all-Raider Fantasy League. Well, now we got one to go coincide with the Hardcore Challenge. Who's starting its 14th season this year. Now we got a Silver and Black Hardcore Challenge League as well, kicking off. It's basically the same league as the Hardcore Challenge, minus the keepers and the Dynasty keeper aspect, which we may throw into this as well. So, we are live. The draft is live right now. Let's hop on over there, shall we? And here we are. Draft Central. Raider Reaction, Fantasy Draft. We got it kicking off right now. We've got the owners over here in the chat. Let's see. Who's up first? Hit Squad has that first pick, man. Who's Hit Squad? Let's see who is Hit Squad. I still got to figure out who some of these guys are. Hit Squad with the first overall pick is Dino. Dino's got the first overall pick. Congratulations, Hit Squad with the first overall pick. It was randomized at the beginning of the draft. He's the first overall pick. This isn't going to work. Hold on. We're going to be clashing colors with this fucking background with that white hat the whole fucking time. We got to switch it up a little here. All right. So we got, man, where do you go? Where do we go first, ladies and gentlemen? Where do we go first? Where are you going first in your fantasy draft? See, this is the Hardcore Challenge. So we have individual defensive players. You start a defensive roster as well as offensive roster. You have a team defense, but you also have a defensive lineman, a linebacker that you must start, a defensive back that you must start, and we also have 2 individual defensive flex players. So you could actually run 3 linebackers, 2 linebackers, and a couple D-backs, a couple defensive linemen. So there's lots of things that you can do, lots of different ways you can set it up. But individual defensive guys do score a lot of points, so they are very, very valuable in the league. So let's see. It looks like we've got most of the guys getting on. We've got a few guys not on yet. Let me throw a couple reminders up so these guys don't miss the first pick. Some reminders up. So there's a few guys aren't in here, so I just wanted to Throw out a quick reminder. All right, that's it. That's it. Black hole. Absolutely go kicker first. I think all of you should draft kicker first, maybe defensive special teams second. Leave all that talent for me. Leave all that talent for me. First place, $400, autographed Josh Jacobs jersey with JSA. Runner up, second place, we've got a large Raider Reaction prize pack for you, and Raider Reaction small prize packs for all of our division champions. Of course, we'll do some flash prizes, some other stuff throughout the season as well. So we're going to make this fun. We're going to follow it along on the Raider Nation Report. I will have a running segment for this show added to my show lineup for the week, and we will track this show. We'll have game of the weeks and all that good stuff. We got Raider Nation from all over the country competing in 4 different divisions. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left. We've got the Great Wide North Division with Black Hole, Mike Vicks Dogwalker, Raider Richie, and Sax Offender. The Elite East consists of Let Me See Them TDs. Team 7 just got added in. It's because the draft was getting ready to go. NFL.com wasn't letting the name get changed, so he will change his name and logo as soon as the draft's over and everything's functioning right. Also, Boats and Hoes and Gigantic Walruses. In the Wild West Division, we got Raider Nation 98, the Hayward Gang, Raider Nation for Life, and Team Junior. And in the Dirty South, my division, we got the Commish's Raw Dog Nation, Savage Wolfpack 64, One Nation, and Hit Squad, who has our number 1 overall pick. Dina with the number 1 overall pick. Minute 35 on the clock up there. It's ticking down. It's ticking down. Who's going to be the first pick? I'm picking 8th. I'm cool with that. That puts me kind of right in the middle. So I'm kind of cool with that. Because I'm just going to be in the middle all the way through. I'm not going to be up and down. No serpentine pattern for me. I'm just going to be right there rocking in the middle. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Now, if I win, man, somebody's getting the jersey. We'll shuffle everything down. The jersey goes to runner-up. We'll be giving out prize packs for division champions, but we don't give out cash for fucking second place. So, you got to take down the commish. This is a hardcore challenge, Silver and Black League. It's not for the faint of heart. So, you got to take me down, man. You can't let me win the league. You can't let me win. Somebody wake me. Lines is up here crying. Raider Lines is up here crying with his black hole because he ended up with the last pick. But with that last pick up there, man, that means you get them back-to-back picks. You get a double dip. I kind of like the double dip. It sucks. It sucks you got to go through that first round, but after that, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. He's crying over there. Listen to him. We don't want to hear it. That's enough, Eddie. That's enough out of you. All right. I'm locked and loaded. I don't want to show my cue because I don't want anybody seeing. I've got a plan here. I've got a plan for this draft. We'll see. We'll see. Raider Reaction. Silver and Black. Fantasy football. Hardcore challenge fantasy league right here. We're kicking it off, man. For years, people have been asking me, you need an all-Raider fantasy league commission because I'm always doing the hardcore challenge, and that's just football fans all over the country. It's not just Raider fans, but this one, it's all Raider fans. So we'll see. We'll see how this shakes out. See how these guys do. Uh-oh. Picks are going. Who was the first pick? I missed it. Damn, they're going quick. Holy shit. I'll have to go back and look. Hold on. I got to be on point here. My pick's going to come fast. Going off the board quickly here. Eckler's gone. On the clock, Team Junior. Let's check out the draft log here. Jonathan Taylor, the first off the board. McCaffrey, second. Derrick Henry. Jamar Chase is gone already. You some.
It's now on the clock.
I'm taking Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's my quarterback. Raw Dog Nation. You ain't getting that double dip, whoever took Jamar Chase, you son bitch. You ain't getting it. Who took Jamar Chase? Was that Wop? Raider Wop? You son bitch. Working down. All right. Cooper Kupp's gone. Michael Vick's dog walker scoops up Cooper Kupp. One Nation's on the board. Here we go. Things can get interesting here. I was curious to see who. I'm not surprised it's Jonathan Taylor. Christian McCaffrey, though, I don't know, man. To be my first overall pick, that dude's like fucking paper mache. He's always fucking hurt. And I don't know, to be my first overall pick, I'd have a hard time pulling the trigger on Christian McCaffrey. I just do. But sacks offenders, going with him. We'll see. We'll see if that pays off or not. I'm coming up here. Boats and Hose. Boats and Hose. Where are they going? Boats and Hose takes Nick Chubb. Gigantic Walruses. Scoops up Mixon. Raider Nation 98. I see JoJo's just letting the computer. See, JoJo's all worried about this draft. So he's probably just letting the automated and the computer help him out. It's his first fantasy football draft. He's all concerned. I got a plan. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. See, I got to switch screens here. I don't want you guys looking at my queue. I don't like you looking at my queue. You'll be able to see who I'm going to pick. I don't like that. I'm going to have to work on that for the hardcore challenge. I got to have a graphic over that or something. Can't have that. Let's see. Who do we got? Najee Harris off the board. Davin Cook. Running backs are dropping. Mixon, Chubb. Another running backs off the board. Aaron Jones gone. Mark Andrews is gone. Justin Herbert, gone. On the clock, Raider Nation 98. Got Raider Nation from all over the country here. 16 owners, 4 divisions. We're playing a divisional schedule. You play all your division rivals twice. You start the season with your divisional schedule, and you end the season with your divisional schedule. Coming around here soon. Gigantic Walruses on the clock. Goes with Alvin Kamara. Tyreek Hill's off the board. Swift is off the board. I'm coming back around here. See, these guys they don't understand how the hardcore challenge works. You need to look at the settings, understand where some of these points.
Your team is now on the clock.
Y'all are just going vanilla generic. You don't understand what linebackers can do as an individual defensive player. Y'all don't understand my method to my madness. It's all right. You'll see soon enough. The defense wins championships. I just took the #1 point scoring linebacker in the entire league. I will take that along with Joe Burrow. Those are 2 solid picks to start out. That's #1 linebacker right now, point scoring in fantasy last season. Let's see. We got Kelsey's off the board. Hunter Renfrow. That's kind of... so that seems a little early for Renfrow to me. Somebody's going homer there. We got all Raider fans here, so you know somebody, they want to get a hold of some of these Raiders. I take my black heart out of my chest and set it on the desk when it comes to fantasy football time. I do not think with my Raider heart when it comes to fantasy football. I think I play to win. Cup at the 9th pick is a steal. Raider Nation for life is saying. Let's go back and look at that. Started out with Taylor, McCaffrey, Henry Chase, Eckler, Jefferson, Devontae Adams, 7th. See, somebody's loading up on Raiders there. I see what Haywood Gang's doing. He's going all silver and black. See, he went Adams Renfrow. That means you got to get Carr, man. You got to go get Carr to get that double dip. Things have slowed down a little. People are starting to take a little more time on their picks here. People are starting to take a little more time. Let me see them TDs. Took Jamar Chase. I might have to work a deal there. I wanted Chase, man. I wanted that double dip. Let's go see what let's see what we got out there. Let me take a little stroll through wide receiver land. See what's out here. A lot of talent out there yet. A lot of talent. I like that double dip, man. I ain't gonna lie. I like that double dip. It's gotten slow here, man. Everybody's milking that draft clock all of a sudden. Them first picks are easy. Then it's like, now what? Now it gets difficult here. Now it gets difficult. Sax offenders on the board. A.J. Brown off. Let me see them TDs. Raider Ritchie goes Aaron Donald. That's a solid pickup with Aaron Donald. Is that the first? That's the... He's listening over there. He's like, ooh, defense wins championships. Somebody listened. Somebody's cracked the defensive seal. Aaron Donald, big pickup. Probably top of the board on defensive linemen, I'm sure. CeeDee Lamb off the board for sax offenders. I'm coming back around here. Hit squad's up. So we're back around. What round are we in now? We are in, this was round 3. First pick here of round 3. The Raider Reaction Hardcore Challenge Silver and Black Fantasy League. Raider Nation from all over the country. Actually, we got Santa's neighbor Bryson playing it. So this is like a North American league. All the way up there in fucking Yellowknife. So this is like a North American league. We got Raider Nation coast to coast, north to south, across Canada. we're all over competing. We put them all geographically. The Great White North is all owners in the Great White North. Elite East, owners in the Elite East. The Wild West, owners in the Wild West. Dirty South, owners across the southern part of this country. Everybody is geographically placed. Didn't like my joke. Getting questioned on my Joe Burrow pick over there. See, the thing is we're fantasy football, ladies and gentlemen. All that Cincinnati does is throw the fucking ball. That's it. That's all they do. Sax offenders. He's thinking long up here. Second pick. The hit squad, Dino took Josh Jacobs. First pick of the 3rd round, Jacobs. Ah, interesting. Is that some home cooking? Interesting. See what we got here. Still some solid talent out there. That is for sure. Some very solid talent. Running backs have been pillaged thus far. Running backs have been... Dino's a homer, says One Nation over there in the chat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Sometimes thinking with your heart in fantasy football will get you in trouble. Man, the talent really disappeared off of that running back depth chart. That's for sure. Slim pickings already. Slim pickings. I'm coming around here. 3 more picks. Raider Nation for life's on. Got Team Junior up next. And then the Haywood gang. Haywood gang going Raiders again? Do you have an all silver and black roster? We'll see. It's possible. It's never know. 3rd round. It's really slowed up here. Everybody's starting to really. The first round went fast. Second round went pretty quick. We got to the third round here, and then, we slowed way down. I am 2 picks away. I am 1 pick away. Where do we go? Who's been coming off the board here? More running backs dropping off the board quickly.
Your team is now on the clock.
Max Crosby's off the board. Haywood gang, he's getting all them silver and black. He's loading up. I'll add one to mine as well, as I will draft Denzel Perryman, linebacker, Las Vegas Raiders. Comes on over to the Commish's Raw Dog Nation. He's excited to be back. Was on the Raw Dog Nation over in the Hardcore Challenge last year. Was one of my top scorers. Tops in the league in tackling. Looking good. Let's check out my roster here. We've got a quarterback. Got a couple linebackers. A lot of empty spots. A lot of empty spots. But that's all right. Those are solid starters, all 3 of them. All 3 of those guys will put up points this year. Bet yo ass. All right, so where are we going? One Nation's on the board. One Nation is on the board. Who is One Nation? Let's see. One Nation is in my division. That is Bryant. Bryant is One Nation. I'm trying to figure out all these guys. Who's Raider Nation 98? Raider Nation 98 is James. Big Game James. Okay. All right, I'm starting to get new sax offenders. That's Chris. All right, Black. Okay, I think I got her figured out now. All right, I'm getting her figured out. Who these owners and their teams are. This is our Raider Reaction Fantasy Football live draft coverage. If you're joining, I know it's some exciting, riveting stuff here. JoJo on the clock. Who we got here? Montgomery off the board. Connor's off the board. T. Higgins is off the board. It's getting interesting here. I'm coming back around here. I've got a quarterback. I've got 2 stud linebackers thus far. 2 of the top linebackers in the league. The ranked number 1 linebacker in the league, and then Denzel Perryman, who was tops in tackles, near the tops in tackles last year, before he got hurt there at the end of the year. Otherwise, he probably would have led the league in tackles. So we'll see. This is interesting. It's coming back around. Line's on the clock. He's over there studying. Study long, study wrong, line. Study long, study wrong. Here we go. I gotta start jumping back in, I think, on the offense here. I've loaded up my defense. I'm solid at the top of my defense, but I think I need to grab some offensive weapons. Let's look and see what's out here in the wide receiver realm, maybe. Let's look wide receiver, running back, tight ends. Who do we got left for tight ends? Goddard's solid. Ertz is always solid, although he hasn't been quite the guy that he was in when he was in Philly. He just hasn't been quite the guy. Some talent there still out there on wide receiver. Some decent talent. Well, pretty much any of those guys at the top there are all right. Still some solid talent out there. Definitely still some solid talent. Here we go. I'm coming up. Boats and Hose on the clock. Boats and Hose. Let's go. One Nation's up next. Michael Vick's Dog Walkers. Then I'm back on the clock. Raider Reaction Hardcore Challenge. Silver and Black Fantasy League. It's our initial kickoff season here. I'm up in 3 picks. Waddle off the board. Waddle's off the board. Running backs is getting a little slim. Very slim out there at running back. It's going to get interesting here. It's going to get real interesting.
Your team is now on the clock.
Well, I don't want that. Fuck, I got to pay for that? What is that, a pay feature? I got to have adaptive rank? Get the fuck out of here. Oh, fucking gonna pay for that shit to help me out with my fantasy draft. What kind of fucking happy horse shit is that? Get the fuck out of here. I need a running back. I'm gonna take Etienne from the Jags. Let's check out my roster. Not bad thus far. Got a starting running back, quarterback. I'm loving these two linebackers, though. You watch. These guys are going to be huge for my season. Man, the picks have slowed way down. Everybody's laboring over these picks now. We are winding up the 4th round here, heading into the 5th round. I will keep the coverage going probably another half hour or so. I'm not going to follow. I'm not going to be on for 4 fucking hours or 3 or 4 hours, however long it's going to take. But the main rules of the Hardcore Challenge, since I've got a little bit of time here, I will educate some of the new owners to the Hardcore Challenge format. You guys are already getting inundated to it right away. Defense is big. Years ago, we adapted a new rule in the Hardcore Challenge and started adding individual defensive players because, quite frankly, they're as big to the game of football as the other side of the ball. If you've got, it just shouldn't be take all the players and thrown into a team defense. That's just bullshit. You should be able to go out and pick the studs on the defensive line, the stud linebackers, the stud corners, the stud safeties. So we started adding them in, and we realized how important they were to leveling out the scoring of the game, making it more realistic and like what the NFL scores. So we've added defensive flex players, and we brought up the scoring and tweaked the scoring so the defense scores. They make a big splash play that affects the game. It should be scored just like the splash plays that affect the game on the other side of the ball. So the Hardcore Challenge is much different. It's not your regular vanilla fantasy league, but there's a lot of points to be scored. There's a lot of different ways to score. The scoring is higher, but it's a lot more fun that way. It gives you more chances to game plan, more ways to game plan. It really allows you to be a general manager of your fantasy franchise and do things completely different. Everybody's roster can be a little bit different the way that the Hardcore Challenge is set up. It's always been our goal to emulate the National Football League as closely as possible. That's what the Hardcore Challenge does with 32 owners and 2 conferences. This league is going to run the same as it, only half the size, as we're doing 16 owners, basically one of our conferences in the Hardcore Challenge. So you got to carry. You'll look at your bench spots as you guys have on your benches for your team. If you look at your roster spots, you have 7 bench spots. You've got 5 bench spots, and then a couple. Hold on, am I saying that wrong? Yeah, you got 7 bench spots and 2 reserve. So out of the 7 bench spots, you are required that one of those, you have to have a defensive player or defensive team on your bench at all times. You are not allowed to hoard all offensive players. We have 16 owners, so we try to make sure that there's enough talent out there for waiver wires and all of that. So mandatory, 1 defensive bench spot. I will remind everybody before week 1, once you get that locked in for week 1, you must maintain somebody of defensive stature on your bench at all times. The 2 reserve positions are reserved simply for IR and COVID. That is it. Nothing else. Unless it says IR behind the player's name or it says COVID distinction behind the player's name, they are not allowed to be in your reserve spots. Those are strictly for injured reserve and COVID. So 1 defensive player on your bench at all times, reserve spots only IR and COVID. I will remind everybody. I'll just slap you on the wrist over and over and over again until you fucking figure it out. That's my job, to monitor everybody's roster, make sure you guys are all keeping it legal and you're following within the rules. That's the our main rules for the roster. Everything else you'll figure out as you play and as gameplay continues. I'm up in 6 picks. We're coming back around here. Let's see who's left. Got some talent off the board there. A lot of the top wide receivers gone. Waiver wires. The way we do waiver wires is once you select your waiver wire for the week, you drop to the bottom. If you don't select a waiver wire, you stay or move up. You can sit at the number 1 waiver wire spot for weeks, and you can bank that fucker till you need to make a waiver wire pickup if you need to. So waiver wires can be banked. So you always go to the bottom, and then everybody ratchets it up every time the waivers go through. So if you don't use your waiver, you're only going to move up the board and get a nicer waiver wire pickup when you actually need it. So you can bank that. If you've got a solid roster, you don't need to pick up waivers. You just dig through the free agents, let the waiver wire go through, move up the waiver wire ranking. So there's ways to manipulate it. There's lots of ways. We try to allow you to really be a National Football League general manager. Raider Reaction Hardcore Challenge Silver and Black Fantasy League Draft. We're knee deep in it. Who do we got out there running back? There's a few guys out there still. Few guys. Let's see. Raider Nation for Life's on the clock. Team Junior Haywood Gang, then I'm back up. Haywood Gang. Hurry up, says One Nation. I know, man. I'm telling you. Brian, it's slowed to a crawl here. A crawl. An absolute crawl. Screech. Everybody's laboring now, man. I'm telling you, when you got 16 owners in there, you can't just go and pick. This ain't like one of them little vanilla. The Hardcore Challenge is not like your vanilla 12-owner league where every motherfucker has a number 1 quarterback. Everybody's got starting running backs. Everybody's got starting wide receivers. There's fucking number 1s and number 2s all over the waiver wire. You can literally go change your roster 3-4 fucking times a year. To me, that is not a challenge. That's not a challenge at all. You're basically, I guess it's a different kind of a challenge, but you've got to really know the players. Anybody can go out and pick from the fucking star players of every team and put together a team. But can you go and get the number 3 wide receiver, the number 4 wide receiver, the backup tight end, the linebackers, the defensive linemen, the fucking safety that's going to have the great game, the corners that's going to have the... Can you put all that together as a general manager and push it out there for the week and be successful week after week after week? It's just not the same as a little 12-person league when you're playing with your fucking family members, your cousin and your auntie and all that shit. And none of them know anything besides the basic names that they hear on SportsCenter. This is a little different. You got to know your fucking shit. You got to understand how people score. You got to understand. You got to be a fantasy football general manager to be successful in the Hardcore Challenge. It's the pinnacle of fantasy football competition. And this is our first Silver and Black League. Right here we go. Commish's Raw Dog Nation. Almost on the clock. Let's see. Haywood Gang. Who's Haywood going to go? Haywood's been going all silver and black. Has he picked anybody that ain't in the silver and black? Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow. We'll see. Haywood, he's thinking. He's thinking.
Your team is now on the clock.
I'm on the clock. All right, here we go. Thank you, Roger. I appreciate it. All right, so where do we go? I'm going to take Adam Thielen. Thielen's just solid. He's consistent, and that's what I need. I didn't have a wide receiver. I need that guy who's just going to get me points every week, and Adam Thielen will do that. He's my number one right now. He's my number one. I got Travis Etienne at running back, Joe Burrow at quarterback. I love these right here. I got the number one linebacker, scoring linebacker in the league. Got Denzel Perryman, who was the top scoring linebackers in the league. These two guys are going to be huge for me. Huge. Huge! You watch. You wait and see. All right. We're ticking down. Ticking down. Michael Vick's dog walker.
Okay, boss.
On the clock. Followed by boats and hoes and gigantic walruses. I'm not sure what's up with gigantic walruses, but might be something I don't want to know. Check on the chat over here. Everybody's deep concentration over here. Let's take a little spin down these rosters. Let's see how Lines is doing over here. Lines does not have a quarterback yet. He does have solid pair of running backs though, in Najee Harris and Aaron Jones. Went with T. Higgins. You know, we know he's a closet Bengals fan. You know, living up there in the armpit of the Midwest. Gibson, he went 3 running backs already. Lines is going running back heavy. Got no defense. Interesting strategy there. Let's check out Michael Vick's dog walkers here. He's got Dax, Prescott, Saquon Barkley, very fragile. Pollard, who I think is going to have a solid year. I think they should have just went with Pollard and fucking scrapped Zeke, honestly. Cooper Kupp, solid. Got a Raekwon Smith, solid. Got a linebacker already. Linebackers score well in this league, man. Solid linebacker. It's got a good start there. Got a good start. Raider. Let's see how Raider Richie's doing over here. He's got Henry. Solid running back. What's up, Kenny? Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, my man, as always. Appreciate you. Oh, Keenan Allen. Got Njoku. I like the Aaron Donald pickup, Richie. I like the Aaron Donald pickup. I think that's a solid pickup. Micah Parsons is another big pickup. Micah Parsons is my keeper in my Raider Reaction fantasy or in the Hardcore Challenge, my keeper league. He's my keeper on my defensive keeper. So that's a big pickup for you there. That he's a splash play type of guy. Man, I should have probably scooped him up already. I don't know how that one got by me. Should have probably grabbed him. But I kind of wanted Perryman. I wanted a Raider. So I went Perryman over Parsons, but I actually picked Parsons over Perryman in my Hardcore Challenge League because I think Micah Parsons has the possibility of more splash, big plays, big bonus plays for me. Got to look at them bonus points in the Hardcore Challenge, man. Bonus points are hidden. You get them 200-yard games and 300-yard games. There are hidden bonus points to be had. Big plays, 40-yard plus plays, 50-yard plus plays. There are bonus points to be had. Multiple sacks, you know, I think it's 10 tackles. There are bonus points to be had for every position. So you got to look. There are hidden nuggets around. You got to understand the scoring, man. You got to be a GM and you got to understand the scoring and how these guys rack up. Let's see. Let's keep taking a spin here. Who we got? Let's see. Let me see them TDs. Mahomes, Akers, Jamar Chase. Ooh, that's a pretty solid looking start right there. Let's see how JoJo's team's looking. He's got no quarterback yet. He's got Cook, Montgomery. It's looking all right. It's serviceable. JoJo's got me in week 1. One Nation. Let's check on Brian. He's got Josh Allen, Edwards-Helaire, Mike Evans. That's solid. Got Waller in there. Got him some silver and black on there. Dino, who started out with the first overall pick. Not bad. Russell Wilson, I don't know. I'm really questioning whether Russell Wilson's going to do a lot this year for Denver. I think he's going to have a rough time in Donkeyville. Boats and hoes on the clock. I'm coming back around here. Let's see. What's up, bud? Coming up, too. One Nation's on the clock here. Michael Vick Dog Walker's up next. And then I'm up. 51 seconds. Ticking it down, ticking it down, ticking it down. We are knee deep in. We are what? Round 6. Raider Reaction. Hardcore Challenge Silver and Black Fantasy Football League. Kicking it off this year, man. Something people have been asking me to do for years. And I enjoy fantasy football. That's why I'm the commish. I spend a lot of time making sure these leagues run right. And we spend a lot of time trying to make sure we put owners in that they're excited to play, want to play. And it always takes a couple years before we get a solid league together. So we'll see. We'll evaluate all owners. Hopefully we get a lot of these guys coming back next year.
On the clock.
And Roger says I'm on the clock. So let's get it. Matt Stafford's still out there. Nobody's grabbed Stafford. Nobody's taken Shady Brady. Lots of rumors out there that Brady's going to retire. Have you heard that? I don't know if I believe it or not, but possibility. Ooh. I think I got to go get me another running back. So I'm going to take Michael Carter from the Jets because I feel I got to get that other starting running back right now. And I think I'm going to go somewhere else next, but I need to get that other starter. I got to fill up these starters. Running backs are so hard to find, so I want to grab a couple of those. So got to plug them in. Michael Carter, running back for the New York Jets. Welcome to Commish's Raw Dog Nation. We'd like to welcome you to the team. Raw Dog Nation Fantasy Football Club. We'd like to welcome you to the team. All right. And now we tick again. Tick tock. Tick tock. Let's look at the draft board here. Very interesting. So you can kind of see everybody's picks, where everybody's went this way. It's kind of a nice look. As you can see, as it's working back and forth across. Only 2 of us went quarterback in the first round, I see. A lot of running backs in the first round. Nobody went defense. I was the first. To go defense. Richie followed me up there with Aaron Donald, which was a very good pick. I mean, Donald just puts up points. Man, the draft has really slowed down. I'm going to do my next pick, and then I'm going to wrap up draft coverage. Any of you guys have any questions? I know some of you guys are newer to fantasy football, and you just wanted to get in because it's the Raider Reaction League, and you wanted to compete with me and other members of Raider Nation, which I think is freaking awesome. And I appreciate you letting us be the first league that you try out. I am the commish. I'm here for a reason. Message the page. Anything you need to do, any questions you have, feel free to reach out to me as much as possible. I am here. I am your tech support. I am your to bounce all your questions off of, whatever you need. So if you've got questions, why is this doing this? How do I do this? Whatever you need, man. I've been doing leagues in NFL.com for over 20 years now. The Hardcore Challenge main league is going into season 14. This will be season 1 of our Hardcore Challenge Silver and Black League, but this one's going to follow right along with the Hardcore Challenge. We're going to grow this league as well. So if you guys got any questions, concerns, what have you, everybody is in our Facebook owners group minus 2 people. I'm going to add the new guy in. It's actually my son, Craven. He took over the last team in the Elite East. And then there's another gentleman, Chris, who just doesn't do social media. So some of the owners you will have to, converse through the league chat on the homepage, and you can send out messages to the owners through there as well. But I like to have the Facebook group, owners group, as an extra way to work trades for you guys to easier to communicate with each other as owners. So almost everybody's in there minus the 2 owners, as you guys see. So familiarize yourself with who owns who, work them deals, and try to work your way to a championship. We're in round 7 here. I said I'm going to pick this last one, and then I'm going to jump off. Been on here for 45 minutes, 50 minutes or so. And we've got a long ways to go with draft-wise, as you see. You got to fill the roster, you got to fill the bench. So we've got a few hours ahead of us yet of live drafting to put these teams together. It's the biggest night of your fantasy football league, and that is draft night. That's for sure. Let's see who we got on the draft log here. Myles Garrett off the board to the hit squad. That's a solid pickup right there. Haywood gang goes Zamir with Zeus White with the 90th pick. That's probably a bit of a gamble. I don't know. We'll see. What if Jacobs gets hurt? See, I like to have, if I have a running back, I will sometimes go grab guy ain't even playing, but he's their backup, and stick him on the bench. Because running backs, as you know, if you play fantasy football, they typically don't make it all the way through a season. You're going to need the guy behind them. You may even need the guy behind that to make it through. So if you decided to go with the running back, sometimes I'll go get his counterpart or his backup too. And if I'm going with somebody, I'm going with his backup too. Because that's just the way it works. So I don't know though. Zeus White, I'm a little on the fence still on Zeus with what I've seen so far in preseason. He's got to get a little more vision, man. I mean, he's a big, strong, fast guy, but he's just got to get a little more vision, I think, for the National Football League and finding them holes in the line. I'm a little iffy on him still. A little iffy. Like to see a little more out of him. Coming around here, who we got on top? Matt Stafford's still out there. Can't believe nobody's taken a flyer on Stafford as a possible starter. You got Stafford, you got Brady out there, you got Cousins, you got Tua. There's still a lot of starters out there. Still a lot of starters. Bitchwater looked like absolute garbage for Miami yesterday. God, he looked fucking terrible. Running backs, very thin. Wide receivers. There's still some guys out there. Tight ends. Yeah, it's getting a little thin picking there to top of the tight ends. Raider Richie, he's studying along there. It's not so easy now. Picks become very difficult. These guys are studying, man. You guys are studying. You just got to leave the sound on. Every time you hear the pick, it's your turn. You can come running back in. That's about where I'm at. Oh, it's like the Madden, dude. You think this is bad? Try the Madden fantasy draft, man. The Madden fantasy draft, we had to start at 9 a.m. That motherfucker took 6.5 hours. That's like 50-some rounds. That's insanity. You drafted a whole team. That's fucking crazy. You're all in for that. Let's see.
Your team is now on the clock.
My team's on the clock. And I'm going C.J. Mosley, linebacker. Linebackers win championships. Defense wins championships. You watch. I got 3 of the top linebackers in the league right there. What's my goal? I'm running 3 starting linebackers if you hadn't figured that out, ladies and gentlemen. All 3 of them are starting. Commish's Raw Dog Nation. It's going to be knocking teeth out. Got 3 of the top scoring linebackers in the entire league. And ladies and gentlemen, linebackers score like top running backs when they're doing their thing out there. So if these 3 guys, that could be big for me. That could be big. We'll see. My running backs, I got 2 solid starters. I mean, these aren't sexy names, but these are guys who are number ones, and they're out there, and they're going to get totes, and they're going to get points. Thielen's there. He's just steady Eddie, man. He's consistent. Like I said, all of you owners, welcome to the league. I look forward to gaming and competing with all of you throughout the rest of the season. If you have any questions, any concerns, anything, reach out to me. I'm very fair the way I govern leagues. All I want to do is everybody compete, fill your roster, and play to the last week, even if you're eliminated. Even if you're not in playoff contention, play to be the spoiler. The guy who's trying to fight to get the playoff spot, and he needs you to beat a guy to get in, and if you don't fill your roster, you're ruining the integrity of the league. So that is number 1 rule in any hardcore challenge fantasy football league. You play your team to the bitter end. Rule number 1. Nobody that plays fantasy football hates anything else besides guys that don't play their motherfucking teams. That is the worst cancer in a fantasy football league. You play 6 weeks, you're 0-6, and you give the fuck up. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. We will shame you, drag you out in the street, throw trash, stones, everything we can fucking dig up at you. We will shame you publicly. Do not be that guy. Do not be that guy and ruin the integrity of the league and ruin the fun for everybody else in the league. That's what happens. So usually it takes a couple years to get the league the way you want it because you got to weed those type of guys out. So I hope we don't have those type of guys in the league this year. So please, that's rule number 1 of the league. Just play your team, man. Just play your team. You guys all paid $50 to play. There's prizes to be won. And there's flash prizes all the way through. So, play your teams because you never know when those flash prizes are going to pop up. Thank you all for joining. We're going to have an awesome league. And I'm going to make this league just as good as the other league. Stay with me. Roll through it. But keep in mind, fantasy football leagues are only as good as the owners that are in them. So, you guys are the ones that can make this an amazing and fun fantasy football league this season and seasons going forward. I look forward to playing with all you guys. Any questions, any concerns, anything you got, I'm the Commish. Hit me up, and I'll make sure we got this thing running as smooth as we can. Enjoy the rest of the draft. I'll be right here with you. I'll be in the chat, chatting with you guys. But I'm going to jump off live right now because I've got to multitask and do some shit. So, until next time, I'm out. Peace, love, Raider Nation.